You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt. Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
After 13 years of exposing lies in the media, I discovered the biggest lie of all. They want you to think racism is random, accidental, just bad people doing bad things. But what if I told you anti-black racism was engineered, programmed like software, marketed like a product, and designed to survive across generations? That's exactly what I prove in my new book, Us versus the Machine, How Anti-Black Racism Was Programmed, Marketed, and Made to Survive. This isn't another book about what racism looks like. This is the blueprint of how it was built, who profits from it, and most importantly, how to dismantle it. I spent years connecting dots that they never wanted connected, following money trails that they thought were buried, exposing the machine that runs on our oppression. Knowledge is power, but strategic knowledge is liberation. Get Us versus the Machine on Amazon today, because once you understand the system, you can beat the system.
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke. We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff, no filters, just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Last night I did not stream. I wanted to, but I just was not feeling well. You remember the previous stream, I said I wasn't feeling too well. So we are here tonight, and thankfully we are here. So Tuesday, we just had the elections that just passed, and we kind of want to look at that, ask some questions, about this, some interesting things that we saw with some of the results with this. So I hope everybody is good. I think I've been hearing, flu and COVID and everything else been going around. And every year I usually get something. I don't know why it's every year. And I usually do pretty good staying away from people. but for some reason it catches me, right? But I'm here tonight, y'all. I'm here. All right. So I'm not going to take much of your time. As always, if we, I always say we can get 10 people to join the ADNC app, African Diaspora News Channel app, to be exact, in the Google Play and Apple App Store. That would be great. We got some great things coming down the line. The 2.0 version is being worked on right now. So, y'all gonna like it when we get done with it. But yeah, stay tuned. We coming live. All right. Let's get started. Like I said, I don't take much of your time. Let's get with it. Let me start with the first thing I wanted to start off. Let's go all the way to Detroit. Where my Detroit people at? Detroit, Michigan, you in the house? Detroit. Oh, where they go away? All right. Mary Sheffield, Detroit's next mayor. She's going to make history. She's going to be the first woman to lead the city. Okay. All right. Well, congratulations, Mary. Mary was born in 1987. I've seen some people asking questions about her. She's not married. I thought that's an interesting take. She's been on the city council since 2014, so she has been in the government itself. So Mary, as they say, she's the first woman that's ever been elected mayor in the city, concluding campaign sites she led from start to finish. She who defeated Triumph pastor Solomon Kinlock Jr. with a 77% of the vote. With 429 or 430 precincts reporting early Wednesday morning. She's 38 years old, so she's considered in politics young. I know 38 isn't considered young to people, but in America's politics, that's considered young, I know, right? They said celebrated Tuesday night with hundreds of friends, family, and supporters. So it's at a glitzy event in the MGM Grand, Detroit. So this sister won. Okay, great. Proud of her. Now, the question I'm going to have for her and anybody else, okay, Mary, what are you going to do for black folk in Detroit to make Detroit better? Oh, Lord, look who back there. Let me get, oh, man, I can't get him up on the screen. Where he at? You see who back there, right? You know who that is. All right, so that's fine. He can be back there. So everybody excited. Okay, great. Not upset about that. Let me get back on the screen here for a second. How many of y'all from Detroit in here? How many of y'all from Detroit? Yes, Eric, she's unmarried. She's not married. I thought that was interesting. Usually in politics, they want you married because it shows more stability, but hey, that people vote who they want to vote for. But get over the fanfare and go to city council meetings and say, okay, mayor, this is what we need in Detroit. We need X, Y, and Z. I have no problem with her being the mayor. I don't know her. She may be the best person on planet Earth. I'm not criticizing her. I'm just saying that get past the fanfare and the next city council meeting, black folk, you need to be there in Detroit. I'm going to say the template, and shout out to Chicago, the template that people like Sister Jessica Jackson and them do in Chicago, how they always at the city council meeting. Y'all got to have some Jessica Jacksons in Detroit, of course. I mean, y'all may have them. I don't know. But y'all definitely got to have people like that in every major city that's going to go to every city council meeting and talk for black people. They got to know you. They got to know you exist. They got to know, like, oh, man, here he come or here she come. Every meeting, you have to be there to advocate for black people. Period. What's the point of getting out there voting and then going and sit home? It doesn't work like that. And everybody don't have to do it. It could just be some people that say, hey, man, I'm stepping up. You ain't got to go out there and ask for any permission. Say, I'm stepping up and fighting for the community. And just show up. I promise you, most people are not going to even stand in your way. Just show up and say, hey, this is what we need in our community. What you going to do about it, Mayor Mary? I just want to know. I don't want you prioritizing all these different things and don't prioritize the black community. And the thing is, Detroit has a lot of black people. So if anybody should get anything, definitely should be some black folk. I don't want y'all to be like, oh, okay, we got a black woman. Symbolism. Yes, she is, not definitely black. You listen to the way she talk and like, oh, okay, yeah, she black, right? But get past all that. What is she gonna do for y'all? That's the only thing that I say, because I don't like the symbolism. It doesn't impress me. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna get as a community? Okay, now. Let me get to the next thing I want to look at here. The main thing I want to look at here was more so the exit polls, which is very important from election night. We'll go over. So we get started here with California. Remember, California had Prop 50, which is going to redistrict as a response to Texas redistricting to get 5 seats for the Republicans. So Gavin Newsom said, you know what? We're going to try to get 5 seats for the Democrats. So as you can see in California, that special election, Proposition 50 passed with 63% of the vote in California. It passed. So it's known as the Election Rigging Response Act. It says a constitutional amendment that would allow the state to use a new legislature-drawn congressional map from 2026 through 2030 elections instead of the one drawn by the California Citizens Redistricting Commission. It said yes vote means the state would use the new map starting in 2026 until the California Citizen Redistricting Commission draws new maps following the 2030 census. Okay, so it passed, and it kind of lets you know what counties voted for what. You can see here red means yes, blue over here means no, and it kind of lets you see here. All right, so now you go down to the exit polls, right, and let you know. And I always like the exit polls more than anything else. So in California, black folks aren't much of the population, but 91% of those who voted, voted for yes, okay? Black folks are always showing up, as you can clearly see. Now, Latinos are a good portion of California, and they voted 71%, which is interesting. I would think their number would be exceeding black people's number, the way they're being targeted by this administration. But yet they have 71% and 29%. That's interesting. Asians, they're not really being targeted like that. They did 72%. And, of course, like I say, that's California, so we're going to have more white liberals voting for it. Not a whole, it is a lot, but not a whole lot considering. Then let you know more black men have supported that issue, a little bit more than black women. Latino men, like their women is more supportive. To let you know about that. So they're going to redistrict out in California. All right. So the New Jersey governor's race. Let's look at that. New Jersey. All right. So the Democrat Mickey Sherrill, she won in New Jersey. Okay. Defeated the Trump-backed candidate here because Trump was speaking up for this guy. And then if you just kind of look at it, go down here, the exit poll. Once again, as you can see in New Jersey, black folk voted 94% Democrat and 5% Republican. As you can see, more white folks voted for the Republicans, as usually normal. And then look, the Latinos, as you can see there, once again, nowhere near 90%. Asians even voted more than Latinos in this election, yet the Republicans are targeting Latinos. And you wonder why a lot of black people say, yeah, we good, because y'all don't even want to show up in mass to support yourselves. Black folks don't have to show up, especially when it comes to stuff like this. Okay? So that's that election. All right? I'm just going to show you a theme. Now, New York City mayor. Okay? The big one they've been talking about, Zohran Mamdani. He's been voted the next mayor of New York City. He was born in Uganda. He's an immigrant, and he's a Muslim, and so he got over 1 million votes actually. And you look at the boroughs here, the Bronx, he 50%, 56%. No, Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island. Como got Staten Island, but he won all the boroughs except Staten Island, okay? Exit polls. All right. Black folk voted for him at 57%. And then, of course, 38% voted for Cuomo. That's interesting. Then it looked like the Latinos had 52%. Asians voted more for him than any other group. Looks like we're looking at here. Then they break it down, the men and women. It seems like more black men voted for him than black women, which was interesting. And also, I guess, more Latino men and women, okay? So just let you know that. So they get Mom Donnie. All right, that's that. Now let's go to Virginia. All right, Virginia, you know, that you see the old Winsome down there, Winsome Earl Sears. She was a lieutenant governor. She was trying to run for governor of Virginia, and she lost against Abigail Spanberger, okay? We can break it down here, the exit poll. Let's go look at that. Now, more women actually voted in the election than men. 93% of the vote, black folks voted that voted in the election for the Democrats. And then, as you can see, the Latinos number, and then you see the Asians. The Asians outvoted them too, at least the percentage wise. So here's the thing. Let me see what the key takeaways are. Well, let me see here. I wanted to have some key takeaways I need to look at. Trump. Yeah, I'm just glancing at something. Okay, let me get back on camera. Let me ask some of y'all questions here. So what does all this mean? It's a preview of the 2026 midterms, be honest with you. Here's the thing. A lot of people are pissed off with the shutdown right now. A lot of people are pissed off with the tariffs. A lot of people are pissed off just the way Republicans are acting. They pissed off about all the attacks on progress. So people are going to go out, you know, we're not talking about the folks. But let's say black folks, you know, maybe some Latinos, maybe some Asians, etc., is going to go out and vote against it, right? This is why Trump wanted Texas to get 5 more seats, because Trump knows he's in trouble when it comes to those midterms, okay? So that's that. So this is the thing. Black folks, you put the Democrats back in office. Okay, cool, no problem. But are you going to demand something this time? Because history says they will get back in power. So you're going to ask for something this time. That's one thing I want to know. Because you can't go back to going to sleep. Because that's what because be honest with you, I never forget that comment this one brother told me during the first Trump term. And he said, man, you know, I can't wait to Trump get out of office and get back just to regular racism. I don't like all this racism. I said, regular racism? And I asked him, what you mean by that? He said, yeah, these white folks, they just bold now. They saying the N-word, they doing this and that. I mean, I can deal with their racism, but they just doing too much. So you cool with racism, you just don't like it in your face. That's the craziest comment I ever seen coming from a black man, telling me that. And beyond with you, I had to think about it. Is he really that far off of how some black folks feel, though? They don't like that in-your-face racism. They don't like everybody saying the N-word like they're saying it right now. They like the racism that go behind their back. You know, the microaggressions, that sort of thing, right? Not the ones that's going to be screaming the N-word at you. But what you say why? You say why not ask Republicans for something? Oh God. Okay. Why not ask Republicans for something? First of all, that's a waste of time. I'm going to tell you why it's a waste of time to ask Republicans for anything. First of all, you don't vote for them like that. Black folks is going to vote Democrat or they're going to choose a couch. There's nowhere else they're going to vote. I'm telling you, I've been doing this too long to not know y'all. It's the Democrats or the couch. That's it. If Democrats piss you off, you're just going to choose the couch. You're not going to vote for no other party. And I understand because you're the only group of people in this country that's been raised literally to vote for a political party like it's part of your race. Literally. No other group of people have been raised like that. You know, maybe, but you know, maybe I shouldn't be saying that because white people act like Republican is part of their race too. And they got to vote Republican. If they don't vote Republican, then they selling out. So It seems the same just based on their voting patterns. If you're going to ask a Republican for something, you got to have one that's more centrist. If he's extreme right, if he's an extreme or she's extreme right, they're an idiot. That's what I see. If someone's extreme left, they're an idiot. You got to have somebody that's kind of in the middle. You know what I'm saying? They call it moderate, but you can't have somebody that is an extreme. Because the extreme right, they go into the great replacement theory. They go into, just all this racism that don't even make sense at this point. You're thinking you're going to save, this country from turning darker or whatever. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You don't have enough kids for that. So it's just not going to happen. The only way you can the best thing, if I was a white supremacist, I would rather take my talents to Europe and work there, because you have more numbers in Europe. So I would take myself to Europe and do it there. It's not going to work here. America has imported way too many people here from all over the world. New York especially we are the world city. Every nationality you could think of is in New York City. I'm telling you. If you never want to travel anywhere and you want to see all these different people speaking different languages and different cultures or with all that without leaving the U.S., go to New York City. It's all right there. And and even during the time where Greg Abbott was busting people in New York City, they're bringing more immigrants up there. That is the immigrant city. Well, you shouldn't have. Well, okay. What Marcus just said. Why does Marcus even need to say what he just said? That should be like common sense. Why somebody got to tell you as a grown person to build within your own community? That should be like this common. That's something like, oh, that's just something we do. We build, right? That's like somebody telling you, we got to tell somebody to go to work. We don't have to tell nobody to go to work. We know that's something we got to do. We got to pay bills. But every community go ask politicians, or not ask, I say more so demand things be done for them. And unfortunately, in our community, we'll show up and vote, but we won't show up and do the work after and say, no. We need this in the black community. Hey, we need money over here. We need businesses over here. We need better schools. We need our teachers being paid more. We need better hospitals. Hey, that road over there got potholes that's getting deep over there now. Like, hey, what are y'all gonna do about it? That's what you have to do. And like I say, everybody don't have to do it. It can be just certain people in the community say, hey, I'll be the one to go show up. Or a couple of people go show up and get the job done. But you said Flint says they would have to earn our votes going forward. That what you said? Unfortunately, what you just said, all Trump and them has to do is just keep doing what they're doing or do worse. And they don't have to earn anything. They just going to go vote just to try to get them out because they don't like the pain that's being caused to them. I'm telling you, people, just reality speaking, most black people aren't on what a lot of people are on the internet. I'm just keeping it 100. When you get off the internet, most people don't think like that. Listen, there are black people on the internet that even would say we shouldn't be focusing on no tangibles. We should just got to get these Republicans out because look at what they're doing. Look, we don't need no reparations right now. We need to get some jobs. We need to get lower prices. We need to get gas. We need to get this, that, better teachers, a lower child care. We don't need. There are black folks that will tell you that. Never a black person support reparations. I like to live in the real world. The internet is one thing, and I don't want to sit here and just give y'all a fantasy world that you're not living in. And a lot of these politicians that's running for office don't talk like most people talk online. And let's call it what it is. In order for you to be really effective, can you get people to show up? That's the key. Because there's been a lot of people that's had big followings on social media, but on election day, those people don't show up to vote for them. You can have a big following of young people, but young people don't show up. So you got 1 million people following you. Every time you look up, you got 50,000, 100,000 views of video, but 100,000 people don't show up to vote for you. What does that say? What does that say? I mean, shoot, a lot of people do better online than any other group sometimes. And then they go election day, it's the same people. The boomers showing up to vote. Everybody's showing up to vote, but the young people don't show up. My thing is, if you want to make a change, you got to show up. If you want to stay in this country and want it to change, at least. You're not showing up. You say, do you have any hope or faith in us? My hope and faith is in God. That's my hope and faith is in. That's first and foremost. Man will let you down. Always. Man will let you down. You better always know man will let you down. Or woman will let you down. I look at voting patterns. I will not argue numbers. I will not argue data and statistics. I won't argue that. And let's call it what it is. We just had an election here in the Houston area, and I was looking at one of the elections. Now, you have a city. I think how many people is in this particular city? Hold on. Let me tell you how bad it is. Give me a second. Hold on. Just give me a second. I don't want to see that. No. What is the... Hold on. No, I need population. Give me a second so I can see population. Okay. So if you have a city of 78,000 people, but you look at the mayor election for this particular city, it's only 14,000. $78,000 people and only 14,000 people showed up. So that's what I'm saying. You have a lot of people, but people don't show up when it's time. That's been the problem. And I'm talking about us. We can get a whole lot of things done as a community, but it's easier for us to talk online. But when it's time to say, okay, let's go in mass and show up and just register and just go try to get this candidate in there, that candidate in there, and get them in and put money behind this brother, money behind this sister, we don't do that. Let's call it what it is. We don't, especially the younger groups. You don't do it. You don't show up. And I get it at the same time. I get it because this government don't do nothing good for the younger people either. They can't get an apartment on their own like they used to unless they partner with somebody. It's not affordable. A lot of times when things not affordable, you don't really believe in a whole lot. You say, well, what's the point of me voting for? I mean, it's not doing me no good. So I can also get the apathy part. I get it. I get it more than most. But the reality is, white folks, they always show up and they always got their hand out. Asians, they do participate too, but they the first one with their hand out too. Latinos got their hand out. Black folk, we some of us may vote, but then we don't show up with our hand out either. And we wonder why the other groups are getting ahead of us because we're not there. We're not pushing different things. We may say grassroots, but are we willing to, or how are we going to mobilize? Prime example. A couple of years ago, Greg Marcel Dixon was trying to run for Congress. There was more younger people in that district where Marcel was at. A lot of young people. If all the young people had showed up and voted for Marcel, we got that young brother in Congress, right? Which we need young brothers like that. Don't show up for him. But the old people, they show up heavy for Clyburn. That's why Clyburn stay in there. It's the people within his age group that keeps him in office. The younger people don't show up. That's a reality all over the country. It's not just there. It's all over the country. So until black folks get in their head that, okay, if you talking about your homeland, you talking about you want to be here, you want to stand and fight and da-da-da-da, all the things you say, well, that means that you got to stand and fight many different ways. Block voting, having certain candidates. If you're not going to show up in mass, if you're not going to run certain candidates, male or female, to get the agenda done that you want, like reparations and anti-black hate crime bill and all these different things, if you're not willing to show up and vote and participate in the system, then what are you doing at that point? You're just talking. I'm just keeping it 100 based on statistics, based on what I've seen over a decade in voting patterns with us as black Americans. It's the old people that's voting like that. It's not really the young ones. You say Asians mobilized in months to vote out Melvin Carter? Yeah. The thing is, we have more younger black people in this country than older black people, that I can promise you. It's a lot of us here. But like when the brother earlier said sitting it out, a lot of people are sitting it out. It's a time to sit out too. Don't get me wrong. It's a time to sit it out. But then it's a time to put it like this. I wish, and I said this ever since Obama got elected the first time, the only time I've seen black folks really get mobilized and go vote for something was when Obama ran the first time. That scared white people. They never seen black people come out like that and vote. That scared them. They wait a minute, hold on, where are these black folks come from? Why are these black people? What is going on? Now think about if we voted like that every single time, but for the candidates that we want. You say, hey, we want that brother, that sister. Hey, they need to go to Congress. And the thing is about Congress, you only got to worry about your district. So you don't have to even worry about the rest of the country voting for you. It's just the people in your community got to vote for that person. So that person, or y'all want to switch them out, they can stay going up there. You know, people may complain about Clyburn and different ones in the past, but we'll show up and get another candidate and get them out. But the young people got to get them out. I heard old Nancy Pelosi talking about she retiring. That lady been up there 40 years. That lady been up there longer than some people been living. 40 years. That's way too long. We have to take some responsibility about some issues that we have because we are too comfortable. The only thing I tell y'all I like about the chaos of Trump is that he makes y'all not comfortable because he always got some chaos going on. The Democrats, they're getting in office. They're not going to have the chaos where he's going to lull you back to sleep. That's the difference with the Democrats in office. Mom Donnie got up there in his speech talking about immigrants. He was naming off immigrants, right? This is a city of immigrants and everything about immigrants. And I get it, New York has a lot of immigrants that do. But what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, all that immigrant talk, what are you going to do for black Americans? But you have to go up there and make him do something. Are you at the city council and them like Jessica Jackson and them is? In Chicago, they stay on Brandon Johnson's bumper. That's one group of ladies that stay on him. He can't breathe without they in the face. That's what y'all have to do nationwide if you want to get something for black people. You say Nancy Pelosi is rich from insider trading? Yeah. But my thing is this, bro. You can't take it with you. That's my thing. Like what? Why do you? You can't take none of it with you. Listen, of course, a lot of us want to live comfortably. Live comfortable. You don't care about. You're not wanting for no. You don't care about your bills because that's being paid. You're not worried about gas prices because you got money. You don't care what it go up to. You're not worried about food prices because you don't care what it go up to. You got money. You're not worried about health care because you got money, right? You can go to the best doctors. You can do whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? To that point in your life. You could go to any vacation. You can buy any clothes you want. You can stay wherever you want. Okay, fine. Why do you need more and more and more and more and more? I just started thinking about Elon Musk, the shareholders of Tesla. Talking about giving this dude $1 trillion. $1 trillion? $1 trillion? Nobody needs that. Man, certain amounts of money, I believe if you get it, God gave it to you to give it away. Not to just to hoard it. Why are you hoarding so much money? It don't make sense. And on top of that, you're a billionaire. You don't even want to pay taxes. You're like, I ain't trying to pay no taxes. Like, bro, you won't even miss it. You won't even miss it. But the fact is, nope, you ain't taking a dime from me, bro. How many more cars you gonna buy? How many more clothes you gonna buy? Like, what more is there for you to do? Like, bro, I guess I would just get content. I was like, hey, man, I'm cool. My money is good. I'm not wanting for nothing. Man, I'm cool. I just don't get the mindset. Wanting more and more and more and more and more. The Bible even talks about the greed. You don't have to be greedy. Like, look, the billionaires in America, they can bless everybody's life today if they wanted to. And they're like, no, I want more money. You say you thought about going to city council meetings, but you're not invited. Why you have to be invited to a city council meeting? You can just show up. You're a citizen. Now, if the police ban you for some reason, then that's a different story. But you ain't got to be invited. Okay, let me ask you a question, Jupiter here. Jupiter, let me ask you a question. I live in the state of Texas, and you can carry all you want to carry. They don't pay a light bill. They won't pay a single light bill for you. They won't put a morsel of food on your table. Now, if you're an instructor or something at a range and you're getting paid for that, that's different. But if you're not getting paid from that don't help you none. You walking around with some tool, it's not going to make the economy better. And let's be honest with you, I don't really want to live nowhere where I feel like I gotta stay strapped all the time. I just don't. If I think I gotta be strapped everywhere I go, maybe I need to move from that location. It's not the right location for me. And I tell you anybody this, you can walk around all day long with a tool on you. Your back is turned. Always. You always can be got. If somebody want to get you, they can get you. Like the white man got more guns than anybody else. Ask them all that guns is saving them right now. Ask them white people in that food bank line about all them guns they got. Can they eat them guns? All them bullets they go buy. Ain't nobody buy more guns than white people. Ask them in them food bank line to go eat them bullets and them guns they got right now. Is that dinner on the table? Is that going to pay that rent and mortgage? Maybe they need to start pawning that stuff. Look, my thing is this. You should defend your household. Yes, I'm not against that. I mean, everybody have a right to self-defense. But outside of that, man, I think more about, excuse me, you put some food on the table, light bill being paid, kids getting educated right, car to drive, make sure the insurance is not making us be broke. I just think about more practical things, what they call the kitchen table issues. I promise you, people that's hungry right now in America, You're not thinking about walking around with no guns. I'm just beyond with you. Yeah. The thing is, I don't care how many guns you got on you. If somebody want to get at you, they can get at you. Your back is always turned. Trust me. Somebody will find a way. Because anybody can get got. That's anybody. Now, unless you got Secret Service protection, that's a little different. They're going to have a much harder time. I'm talking about the real protection. But outside of that, you regular person, walk around whatever you want. They got people that had that mess on them. They took they gun from them and shot them. That's happened too. Don't put my faith in no firearm. Put my faith in God. And use my 5 senses. Herbert says whoever has to drop. Well, I mean, like I said, anybody who's smart, they're not going to go at you head up. I mean, the white man's the king of that. He's never been fighting nobody straight up. He's always been a sneaky one, hasn't he? So there you go. But anyway, kitchen table issues to me is way more important than that. That's why I don't talk about that. I don't advocate for that. And then at the same time, you start talking about that too much, and you get on a list. And no, that's not what we do here. You do that somewhere else. Over here, we'll talk about the kitchen table issues, right? What's going to get a light bill paid? Let's talk about issues in the community. We got enough of that going on in the community. Too many people have died in our community behind that mess. We don't need more of that. Well, sir, what about this, sir? Can we train people how to grow food? Can we train people to do that? If we could train more black people to grow food instead of talking about some power tools, I promise you that would be a lot more beneficial to feeding our people if we learn how to grow food. What about if we learn about the different herbs that can help heal and cure certain ailments that they medication, get back to the herbalists that we used to be, and learn how to put them herbs together, and getting off their synthetic mess they give us at the CVS. That would be more beneficial for black people, in my opinion. Extending longevity. I'm not saying we shouldn't learn how to defend ourselves. We should know how to defend ourselves with our hands and feet, and anything else we can pick up our hands on. I don't care if it's a broomstick. You know what I'm saying? Black folks pretty good at fighting on a good day, so I'm not worried about black folks fighting. We'll beat the brakes off of you, right? But we need to learn things, teach our kids how to actually go fishing and catch some fish out the water. You know what I'm saying? Teaching our kids how to barbecue. Some kids don't know how to even barbecue. Teach our kids how to do something with a 10-pound bag of chicken. We need to teach that's what we need to be doing, teaching that. Teaching our kids about, getting proper exercise and watching what we eat too. And it's all of us. We all have to learn through that and get away from eating these people's food, much as possible. You know what I'm saying? It's there's a whole lot we could be teaching. I just rather if our people just knew how to grow food, you never go hungry. And you listen, the black people that know how to grow food, they're not in the food and bank line because they got food outside. They're like, I'm good. I'm real good. I'm not worried. I got food. The people that know how to say, oh, okay, yeah, I got a couple of cows outside. I ain't worried. I just go get my cow and take my cow in there to the butcher, and I got all kind of meat out there. See black people that smart like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a couple of goats. I'll take that to the butcher. I got meat. I'm not worried. You see your 7-year-olds taking interest in cooking. That's good. Teach them. Teach them. Teach them. Cooking is a thing all kids need to know. Teach your kids how to clean, to be clean. Sweep, mop, do whatever. You can turn that into a cleaning service. That's something great, right? We need to be teaching skills that they can take care of themselves when we not around, and knowing how to make some money. Yeah, and that's good too. Teaching kids about a good credit score and investing, that's great too. That's great too. But also teach our kids that cash is king too. Because then people can cut off your credit card at any given time they want to. Trust me, they can. You're like, nothing's wrong with my credit card. Why they cut me off? Because they can cut it on or off anytime they get good and ready. So cash. Having the old people always save a certain amount of cash. Always. So they didn't trust banks. Especially what happened with the Freedmen's Bureau. Why would they? Right? But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. Really appreciate it. Make sure to click the subscribe button. Make sure to click the like button. That's also very, very important. Thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all on the next one.